Hello there, my name is Gloria Warren and I am super excited to be here with you today. My sister Christine, founder of Virtuous Women Africa, thank you so much for just reaching out to me and for just allowing me to just take part in that which God has given to you, that which God has, entrusted to you. And I know you said that you started this organization back in 2013, and I just want to just celebrate you and to just encourage you to keep going. You're doing amazing things, and I'm super excited about the lives that you are transforming. And I know that you wanted me to speak about relationships, and so today I'm going to be talking about how to identify godly relationships and how to know if they are going to be long lasting. And so before I get started and before I share with you, I want to just share a little bit about who I am. Again, my name is Gloria Warren. I am a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a minister. I'm a Christian relationship coach, and also I am the founder of the Eloquent Wife. And I'm super excited about what God is doing through that ministry. God is just showing himself so mightily in the lives of women. It's where I'm helping millennial Christian wives find the beauty in their marriage again. And I'm just so thankful just for God just connecting me with Christine to where I can share with you here. And I know that this platform, she said the ages range from about 15 to 35. But today I'm not going to speak specifically about marriage, but I'm going to talk about relationships in general. And so again, the topic that I'm going to be talking about is how to identify godly relationships and how to know if they are long lasting. And so I just have 3 points that I want to bring out to you today. And I have my notes, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. But I know a lot of times we can really just, we put a lot of emphasis on relationships, and, as a people, we love to be accepted. We love to be loved. And it's heartbreaking when we are rejected and when we don't find people who have the same heart that we do. And sometimes we go through disappointment. Sometimes we go through heartaches. And so today, my prayer is that this will really help you to be able to discern who is for you and who is not for you. The people of God, we have to be so careful of who we allow into our space, because we have to protect that which is sacred. We have to protect the Holy Ghost that we have on the inside. We have to protect the Spirit of God that's living on the inside of us. And if we are really sincere about our relationship with God, we don't want to get entangled in just any type of relationship. And so the 3 points that I want to bring out to you today is going to really help you to discern who is for you and who is not for you. And this is in general, and you can apply this to just friendships, or you can apply this as just in waiting, and just waiting on the man that God has for you to come into your life, and the characteristics that you can look for to make sure that you don't waste your time. Time is precious, and we don't have time to be going around a dead mountain. And so the first pointer that I wanted to share with you is character. You want to make sure that you look for what type of character they have, and this can be their character traits. Are they a person of integrity? Are they a person of their word? How do they treat people? How do they treat people? How do they treat you? What is their track record? If they're always talking one thing but their actions speak another, then that is an indication that their character is flawed. And although we're not perfect, there should be certain characteristics that we should have as believers, as Christians. And if you are looking for someone that has that's on the same lane with you, that's in the same lane with you, then you want to make sure that your spirits connect and that they don't clash. This is what I want you to think about when you are meeting people, when you are getting connected to new people. Many times we discern one thing, but we allow persuasive words, we allow we allow selfies, pictures, or conversations to kind of divert that thing that God has given us into our spirit, to let us think like, I don't know about that. I can't really put my finger on it, but it seems like there's something there. And so I want to encourage you to not allow circumstances or conversations or pictures or just words that you see on social media. I want to encourage you to not allow those things to deter that you feel in your spirit, because that could be a check in your spirit to let you know that there is something about this person. You can't really put your finger on it. God is trying to lead you. He's trying to show you. And so sometimes when we go over that, then that's when we fall into situations where we would, down the line, we will wish that I had paid attention to this red flag in the beginning. And what is a red flag? A red flag is something that just goes up in your spirit to let you know there's something about this that's just not right. And so it's crucial that if you are trying to build a long-lasting, healthy relationship founded on authentic, godly principles, then you must allow the Lord in all situations to guide you into all knowledge and truth. It is very hard to find people with integrity today. So even amongst believers, you have to be careful. You have to make sure that you're prayerful, because even amongst believers, there is still a lot of division. There is still a lot of things and a lot of mess that people have within them that they can bring into your life. And if you are intentional about surrounding yourself with like-minded people who are peaceful, people who are drama-free, then it's very important that you allow the Lord, the Spirit of the living God, to guide you and to show you who is for you and who is not for you. And so for my second pointer that I wanted to bring out is loyalty. Two of the biggest issues that can be found in unhealthy relationships is jealousy and envy. And it's nothing for people to smile in your face and then to turn around and drag your name through the mud. It's nothing for people to do that who don't have a loyal heart, who are not people with integrity and with character. And so I want you to watch the type of people that you allow into your personal space. And what do I mean by this? As a kingdom citizen, you must protect your peace, your anointing, your spirit. You must protect that, because we do so much in our prayer time. We do assuming that you're going after God and you're seeking his face and you're trying to stay on the right path. And so you invite somebody into your life who is just full of drama, who is full of mess, who is always talking about somebody, who is always into drama. And we bring that into our life and we're like, God, why can't I seem to get from this place that I'm in? Why can't I seem to go to another level in you? And sometimes it's the people that you're hanging around. And what is the saying? Birds of a feather flock together. And when they say this is, you can't be buddy-buddy with somebody and their actions and their conversations not impact you in some type of way. It's going to impact you. And a lot of times we can think that we're oh so strong, we're oh so spiritual, but evil communication, it corrupts good morals. The Bible even says this. And so it's important who you allow into your space. And so what does loyalty look like? What does that look like? You might be saying, well, Gloria, I hear you, but what does that look like? What does it look like to have somebody who is loyal in my life? And maybe you've grown up in a dysfunctional family and you're saying, I don't even know what a healthy relationship looks like. I don't even know what it looks like to have someone loyal in my life. And so I'm going to share with you. The definition of loyalty is defined as devotion or faithfulness to a person. Devotion or faithfulness to a person. And one of the things that I have had to learn in my own life is that people don't have a reason to lie. And so if you are dealing with a person and there is talk that this person is just always dogging you, they're always dragging your name through the mud, they're always telling all of your business, they're always just putting you out there, they're not the person that you think that you know. But people in your town, they're always telling you something. They're always telling you something about this person. You think this person is one way, but they're really not. And you find yourself, well, this is, they said this or they said that, but everybody is talking and they're saying the same thing, or they're saying similar things, and you're warring back within yourself, trying to figure out who you're going to believe. If you're going to believe this one person, or if 50 other people are just lying on this person because they just don't like this person. Now there are exceptions where you have some people who are just going to lie just because that's just them. They just have a lying spirit. But if everyone is saying the same thing, then I want you to take heed, and I want you to really just take caution, and I want you to be cautious, and I want you to really just sit back and just analyze your relationship, analyze that which you feel in your spirit, analyze and pray about it and see what God says about it, because people don't have a reason to lie. Even if we relate this to you being in a relationship with a man, if people are always talking and saying that he's stepping out on you and saying that they see him with other ladies and they see him with other girls and things like this, then it's important that we take notice, with the exception of just a few people. If everybody in your town is saying the same thing, then it would be wise for us to sit back and to analyze and say, why is this happening? Why are people saying this? He's saying one thing, they just jealous of our relationship. They want what we have. They just don't like to see us together. When people can see those very things that you cannot see, it puts you in a vulnerable place, because it makes you feel as though everybody's against you, and then you start to have confusion in your life. And we know that God doesn't operate in confusion. He is a God of order. And when we are really sincere about wanting to protect that which God has given to us, we're not going to allow our peace to be disturbed. And when we don't want our peace to be disturbed, we will go to God for ourselves and say, God, show me. Give me discernment. I don't want to be walking around as a foolish person. I don't want to walk around blindly. Lord, I want to be able to see. I want to be able to discern. And Lord, whoever is deceitful, show me who is being deceptive. If you check the character, many of you will be able to avoid stress and drama that comes from dealing with a disloyal person, dealing with somebody who's not loyal. And so it goes back to the very beginning. If the character is flawed, then there is a possibility that they are not loyal, that they are not going to be the person that you desire for them to be. And you may desire for them to be the person for you, or you may desire to have that relationship. But if a person does not see anything wrong with them, if they feel as though they are, they have it all together, there is no way that you can help somebody who feel as though they have it all together. And you have to be willing to accept this and say, you know what, I deserve better. If this person is going to be dragging my name through the mud, if they are always just in a dispute, or there's always drama, there's always chaos, there's always deception going on, you don't want that in your life, and you deserve so much more. And let me just say this, no one person is perfect. Nobody is perfect. But daily, we should strive for perfection in our lives. And instead of looking forward to gossiping, you want someone in your life who is going to see the blessings that God has for you. You want somebody who is going to see the value within you. You want somebody to be able to see things that you may not even be able to see, and then push you into all that God has called you to be. You need people who are going to make you better, not who is going to bring you down and who is going to just bring you to a place of defeat. You want people who are going to push you into your next, people who can challenge you to be your best self, not to degrade you and not to cause you to be less of the person, the woman, the man that God has called you to be. That's why it's very important who we allow into our space, because they have an ability to push us into greater, or they have the ability to demote us and to cause us to walk lower than that which God has called us to. And so with my last point that I wanted to share with you is a truth bearer. And so what is a truth bearer? In a godly relationship, it will be built on trust, truth, and not lies. If there are holes in every single story that a person tells you, that may not be the relationship that is worth your time. Truth comes with character, and because of their character, they will be loyal in front of you, and when you're not around, they will remain the same. They will remain the same and speak only those things which are good concerning you and about you. So when we are building friendships, a lot of times we're zealous. A lot of times we just want to just lay it all out there. We want to just, we have the biggest heart, and we want to give in such a way that allows them to see, the type of person that we are, the type of character that we have, and we want to just be our best selves, and that's good. But I want to challenge you to not allow yourself to be so quick to share all of your secrets. Don't be so quick to share all of your secrets and to allow someone to see where your treasures are. This is very important, because if you're dealing with someone that you're not really too sure about and you allow them into your space, this is how your heart can be troubled. And so to avoid being hurt and to avoid just going through a season of brokenness, it's important that before you cast your pearls, before you cast them, make sure you know who you're dealing with, because we don't cast our pearls before swine, nor give that which is holy to dogs. We can always apply the word of God to our lives, but it's very important that we watch who we're dealing with. Everyone that claims to be for you is not for you. They don't have your heart, and they don't have the same spirit that you have. So again, it's very important that we take time to analyze who we're dealing with and why we think that we should open up our lives to them. What is it about them that makes us say, I think I would like to, be really, really close to them? What is it that they bring to the table? You know what you bring, but what is it that they bring to the table? Do they add to your life, or do they deplete you? Do they add to you, or do they deplete you? These are some things that you really want to take into inventory and that you want to really seek God concerning. And so when we're talking about women who are desiring to build relationships with someone that they desire to marry, don't be so quick to give your heart away. Allow the Lord to read you his rights, and allow the man to prove himself. Allow the man to prove himself. Talk is cheap, and everybody, just about everybody, puts on a good first impression. As the word of God declares, a tree is known by its fruit. So most certainly make sure that you watch the tree and the fruit that it bears. This is so very important, so very important. Good cannot bring forth corruption. Always remember that. Good cannot bring forth corruption. No matter how smooth his words may sound, don't give that which should be reserved for your husband to someone who is not dedicated, who is not committed, who is not invested in you. And when I say invested, if they are not willing to marry you, if they are not willing to share you with the world, if they are always saying, I just don't want people all into our relationship. I don't want everybody in my business. If a man takes pride in who you are and who you are in his life, he's going to be proud to share you with the world. He's going to be proud to let everybody know that this woman right here, she's a jewel in my life. I love her and I want to cherish her. And because I see so much value in her. I want everybody to know that she's mine. He won't be afraid to propose to you. He won't be afraid to talk to your family. He won't be afraid to invest in you. He won't be afraid to walk down the aisle to marry you. He won't be afraid of these things. So how to discern lasting relationships? These lasting relationships are going to be filled with character, with loyalty, with truth. If you're building anything on a solid foundation that have these three principles, then you are building something that is going to be able to stand the test of time. Whatever relationship you're building, whether it's a friendship or whether it's a relationship that you desire to turn into a marriage, whatever you are building, whatever you desire to build, if they are built on these three principles, if the person that you are involved with, if they have character, then you can trust that they're not going to slander your name. If they are loyal, you can trust that they won't do things that's going to harm you, that's going to break your heart, that is going to deter you from the things of God. Now, we are speaking concerning, I'm a Christian, and so I wholeheartedly believe that whatever we do, it should be done in decency and in order, and because we want to please God in everything that we do. I'm not going to go out there and I cannot just hook up with anybody. I cannot just be buddy-buddy with anybody. They have to have the same principles that I have, because if they don't, they're going to pull me away from God. And so it's important that you always make sure that the person that you're building your relationship has the same principles and values as you do. If you are a Christian and someone that you're dating is a Muslim, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's going to be division. If you are friends with people who believe something differently and they don't see anything wrong with drinking, or they don't see anything wrong with smoking, and you're trying to live holy, you're trying to live up to the standard that God has set, but because you have friends that are say there's nothing wrong with this is actually from the earth, so why would God be appalled at this, or why would he be opposed to this when he created it? But we know that it's very important to God that we be sober in our minds. Why? Because when you're drunk and when you're high and when you are altering your state of mind, you're not going to make the best decisions. When your mindset is altered by drugs or by a foreign substance that does not belong into your body, whether you are abusing prescription pills, whatever alters your state of mind, that's not God's best for you. And if you have somebody in your life who doesn't see anything wrong with that, that's going to be a clash, and that's not going to work. Either you, whoever's the strongest, is going to be able to pull the other one. And a lot of times we feel like we're the strongest person. We're the strongest. We feel this way. But a lot of times when we are in those relationships, those people are the ones who pull us away from that which we should be doing. And so it's important that you not surround yourself with people who are not like-minded. If they're not like-minded, don't even fool with it. You can be cordial, you can be loving, you can be kind, you can be generous. If they need help, you can help them. But as far as talking on the phone every day, as far as hanging out every weekend, as far as going shopping all the time together, as far as allowing them to have a place in your ear, then this is something that you may want to back away from. If they're not pushing you towards Jesus and you always see that, okay, I'm always trying to get them to do the right thing. If they don't desire to do the right thing and you're always trying to get them to see the value or the purpose or the blessing that they could have in walking with Jesus, if you're always trying to persuade somebody of the good that rests in the Lord, then maybe this is a person who really does not desire it. They don't desire it, and they really don't care about it. And so you can pray for them. If you've already shared with them, then you've already You've already given them what they need. They just have to apply it. And then if they are not interested in applying it, then you have nothing more to talk about. You have nothing more to converse about. What are you talking about? What is it that you are looking to get out of this relationship? Are you just looking for a good conversation? Because what does that conversation look like? Does it just look like gossip? Is it just you talking about people randomly? What is that relationship based upon? Because when I talk to people, you know, in my younger years, I would be surrounded with people who would influence me, or I would influence them. But sometimes those conversations were not godly. And so I had to get to a place and say, okay, where do I want to be in God? Every time I get off the phone with somebody, I don't want to feel convicted in my spirit because I was on the phone talking about somebody. Or even if I wasn't talking, I was entertaining that conversation. I don't want this to be my portion. And so God, send people in my life who can help me to become better. I don't want to always feel convicted every time I leave the presence of somebody. And so now when I talk to people, what do we talk about? We talk about the things of God. We talk about spiritual things. We talk about warfare. We talk about just things that can help us to better our lives. And you need people that are going to, you need people surrounding you who are going to push you to be better, who are going to challenge you, who are going to confront you when you're not doing things the way that you should be doing and say, now, you know, you don't need to be doing that. Would God approve of that? You need people who are going to hold you accountable to that which you know that God would have for you. And even in a relationship with a man, you need someone who is going to challenge you to live your heart and to live your life according to the word of God. If you have someone that you're looking to marry, or you have someone who you desire to find favor in you, if he's not pushing you towards the things of God and he's pulling you away, he's trying to convince you that it's okay that you sleep together before you get married. You're going to get married anyway, so he wants you all to start being sexually active. No, this is not somebody that you need into your life, because you don't need to yoke yourself up with anybody who is not your husband, because it's sin. And it's not according to God's will, and it's not God's best for your life. Because after you sleep with this person, who's to say that he won't just leave you? Why should a person marry someone when they already get the goods in the first place? And you see women who give themselves away to men all the time, and they drag their lives out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and the man still won't marry them, and they're heartbroken and saying, but he said that he would. He said that he would if we would just do this. He said that he would if we would just do that. You are precious and you are valuable. I want to encourage you to not give yourself to anyone who doesn't value your time, your space, and the God that's on the inside of you. And so I pray that this message was a blessing to you. I pray that you receive something from this. Christine, again, thank you so very much for allowing me to just share my heart with you today. I pray that you receive something from this. If you are a wife, or if you desire to be married, I would love for you to join me over at the Eloquent Wife. Every Monday I share a video, and I speak on a topic that God has given me to be a blessing to the ladies. And I'm just really excited about what God is doing over there. Find me at gloriawarren.com, or if you're just going through some things in your life, you need someone to help encourage you, or you just want to become your best self, you can go to gloriawarren.com/coaching. There you could book a session with me, and we could just talk one-on-one, and it would be through Zoom video chat. Thank you, Christine, so much for this opportunity. I will prayerfully be able to talk with you another time. God bless. Bye-bye. We keep you, Jesus.